welcome to Good Morning La-La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
Hi, I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jez Moyer. Welcome to Good Morning La-La Land. We are America's first live streaming daily talk show coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now on Twitter.
And I'm so excited for today's show. It's all about Transformation Tuesday. I need some transformation in my life. We're going to talk about body, mind, soul, transforming from the inside out. We're going to get some tips on cleansing your skin and transforming it into the glow that you naturally should have, for sure.
Peace out.
And then we're going to actually talk about transforming your energy through your diet, and we're going to also talk about transforming the body. So
talk about it all.
We got a lot of it in the house. Lots of a mouthful. Right?
Yeah, seriously, I think this is one of the most well-rounded lineup of guests we've got today. We've curated the content to be really, truly a transformation for your mind, body, soul. So I want to say good morning to you back there in the studio. Thank all of you, 2,000 of you, for being here today with us. We're so excited to get to know more about each and every one of you and your products in the show. So we would really like to know kind of how do you start your day? What is your morning routine? I know, ladies, you created a vegan coffee creamer, and this is exactly how I start my day. So tell me a little bit about your routine, and I'm going to mix the Unicreamer into my coffee. Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what we do. We wake up, and I personally meditate, and then we pour Unicreamer in our coffee because having protein in the morning helps keep you fuller for longer, and it really helps to start out your day with a bang. And then I think we both are kind of embarrassed to admit it, but then we kind of like dance in the mirror.
And put some good music on, get some good vibes going.
Yeah.
Make sure our day
do a little shimmy. Yeah.
I mean, you just heard Ricky Rebel. That's one of my favorites to dance to in the morning. What are you rocking out to?
It is so random for me.
I personally love like old 90s rap in the morning.
I love how that's old.
Yeah.
So embarrassing.
But you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, 18 years ago, let me date myself.
Is the music old or is it us? That's the question.
I was going to share my Unicreamer with you, but strike one. No Unicreamer for you.
I'm immortal, so it doesn't matter.
Elle, how do you start your morning?
You know, I really like the private dance party idea, and occasionally I do that. But actually I listen to morning gratitude affirmations. I just find things on YouTube, kind of keep that on a loop while I'm getting up and doing the coffee. Kind of sets the mind on the right tone. And then I try to do a little bit of reading, something spiritual, before I jump into emails and the go, go, go. Just set it off for about half an hour. So
I love that. It's such a common denominator we have with guests that they take time for themselves in the morning to be grateful, to do their gratitude journaling, manifesting. Joss, are you manifesting anything? Besides your incredible body, I mean, let's.
I think I agree. Like, first thing in the morning is your time before the day actually kicks off. So, but like, I get up, I run straight away, not like in my pajamas. I get up and I'll go to the gym, I'll go for a run, clear my mind. Fasted cardio, I think is key for weight loss as well, because you're going straight into your fat stores. Then I'll come home and have like a healthy breakfast, protein oats, or I could get one of your creamers.
Yeah.
And then I'll have a shower and I'm good to go.
He's hot and he's got a great accent. Just
man! And Rico, how are you starting the day? You're doing peace out pours.
I can't really compete with this. I mean, they all have like these amazing morning routines. I basically wake up and try to feed my dogs, get some coffee and shower and do my Korean beauty routine in the morning, which takes about 20 minutes. And then, jump into work pretty as fast as possible. I do meditation throughout the day, sometimes like 2 minutes.
It's so amazing. Thank you all so much again for being here, for being so open, for sharing your morning routines and more about your stories. I love that we're able to kind of cultivate this conversation in our community here in La La Land.
That's right.
It's so important to start the day right.
I missed you guys.
Did you?
Long weekend.
I missed you too.
Missed you too.
It was a long weekend.
How's everything going?
Better now that I've got some Unicreamer. Have you smelled this? It smells amazing. It's 5 grams of pea protein and coconut oil. It's supposed to curb my cravings. I cannot wait to put some of that
I
in
love
my
the whole
coffee.
unicorn thing. It's like the trend, and it's in all the Instagram pics and everything. So now I get to carry it around with us because I'm a firm
Spot
believer
on.
in the protein powder in the coffee now.
Apparently the Left Court sisters were reading our mind because every morning we come in, what cream are we going to use?
Right.
And I always need protein, so.
Yeah, I'm always picking the brains of all the guests when they make their coffee. I'm like, okay, what's your secret? What are you putting in there?
Nice, I love it.
I saw an interesting Instagram post by you there, Jeslyn.
And what
were
was
you
that,
up to?
Rob?
It was a General Hospital.
Oh
What's going on? Where were you?
My little girl dreams came true. I went to Prospect Studios at ABC and walked the halls of GH. This is one of the first shows I ever remembered watching on TV. My mom and I would sit there after school. We watched Luke and Laura and Jason and Brenda, and really those are characters that have stuck with me throughout my whole life. So I had the incredible opportunity with Focus Magazine to go and interview the casting director, Mark Teschner, for the show. He's won 8 Emmys. He's been nominated 14 times. I mean, he is responsible for casting some of daytime's most iconic, legendary characters. Such a cool experience.
8 Emmys is incredible.
Incredible! Of course, we were like holding them. I kissed one of them. I was pretty excited about that. I was like, someday I'm going to manifest one of these Emmys onto my shelf.
Yeah. What was the most interesting thing you learned about, in the interview?
You know, it's really interesting actually because I had a very I had no idea what to expect from him. And I was really intimidated actually because a lot of times these casting directors, they hold so much power, and really being able to connect with him and realize that he is so authentic, he's so genuine, and he truly does just love what he does. And what he does is provide opportunities for people. He changes people's lives. And that's really incredible. And I didn't expect that from the conversation.
Wow, sounds like somebody I know, Jazz.
Oh,
yes,
named Rob Mack and
Very
Dr. Erin
authentic.
Haskell.
And we've heard so many great stories about that crew and how they're really, everyone's down to earth and everyone's just hard workers and like really great juju around General Hospital, for sure. Right?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm excited to share the interview with you later this week.
Oh, good. So excited to hear that, for sure. So I'm finally rested because I actually got back from Uruguay. I went down there for the first time, and let me tell you, their culture is amazing. I have clearly decided one thing, and let me tell you that they are so driven in love and family that, I mean, everywhere you go, it's like Europe where they kiss you on the cheek. And I decided, you know what? Why do we not do that in our culture? Yeah. Because there's something that connects everybody when you just, instead of just saying hi or whatever, you actually connect and actually physically connect. I've decided that I want to do that. I want that to be something that I bring to any relationship I have, whether it be just meeting someone for a moment or somebody that's in your life ongoing, that it's something that I want to remember first thing, that love is the most important thing in anything you're doing.
So powerful. Erin, that's one of the things that we always joke about my love for Miami, but one of the reasons I love Miami is because that's embedded in the culture. That's part of the culture. It's embedded in the culture.
Because it's a Latin-based culture, a lot of it, right?
Yeah, I remember when I first moved there, I was like, what's happening right now? I don't even know who this person is.
There's a lot of love.
There's a lot of love
happening.
Absolutely. And what's interesting from a scientific perspective is that when you hug people instead of shaking hands or even give a kiss like that, you actually increase the amount of oxytocin that's surging through your own body and through their body. And so it builds deeper trust and rapport instantly.
Right.
It's one of the reasons I hug people instead of just shaking hands.
It was amazing. It was just, Serge and I went down for a bar mitzvah for his nephew's bar mitzvah, which was like literally more extravagant than most weddings in America. It was so beautiful. His family's so lovely. And then we went down to Punta de Lessa. It's not spelled like that, but it sounds like that. I've had to say it. So gorgeous. A paradise for sure.
Did you salsa? Go salsa dancing?
I didn't. No, there's a lot of salsa in Uruguay.
Tango?
It's different.
No,
none of that. Just
Nothing.
relaxed and hung on the beach.
Relax, some nice sunshine. You're glowing, Erin.
You are glowing.
I need a vacation. Good. I'm happy
good to get out of LA. We love LA. We love LaLa Land, and I think it's just a natural thing to get out of here. I think once a month at least.
Yeah. Well, absence makes the heart grow fonder,
That's
even
right.
with locations, for sure.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what's up with?
I didn't make it to Uruguay. I did make it out of the West Side.
That's good.
That in of itself is a huge accomplishment.
That's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah. I did some car shopping, and then I did do some car shopping. My Vespa had a little accident, so it's in the shop. And then I took an Uber here, and I was like, maybe I'll just wait for the Vespa. Because driving in LA, I still haven't gotten quite used to it. I'm not sure you do. But yes,
you never do, Rob.
I've
been in LA 10 years. You never get used to it. It's always going to be a hassle.
Yeah, well, Uber was relaxing. It's fine.
I always think we're not going to have cars much longer, so we might as well enjoy them because they're going to go away. We're going to just share cars.
What's true, the car sharing thing's, Porsche has something now, Ford has something now, so yeah, I think that's going to be
Spirit just wants us to share it all and have everything. So,
I love that.
Fraction of the price.
The Spirit wants me to have some Primal Kitchen dark chocolate almond bars for breakfast this morning, so I am going to share some of these with you when we come back after this break.
Stay tuned.
Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to This Week in Focus. My name is Victoria Simone and I'm a producer here at Focus TV Network, which is America's first video streaming talk show network, but you already knew that. And today I have my girl helping me out.
I'm Jasmine Ye, co-host of Good Morning La Land.
So last week on the Focus TV Network, we had the season premiere of the LA Home Show hosted by
Natasha Phillips.
We had Live It with Tanya Meme
and Robert Ferguson.
We also had hashtag Harry and Kelly and What's Good, hosted by Amy Paprath and Justin Walter. Jez, who was on your show.
It was a great week in La La, and we had some serious talk with the creator of the Girl Talk Network herself,
Sarah Pendrick.
Some real insight with our favorite psychic and the creator of the Soul Playground, Michelle Miche, and the gorgeous ladies of Leonie Candelli.
Hot!
Hot!
Thanks for tuning in to This Week in Focus. My name is Victoria Simone. Jez, thanks for helping me out. Bye.
I'm Jasmine Ye, co-host of Good Morning La La Land, and in case you missed us live, this was This Week in La La Land. I've got my associate producer, Victoria Simone, to help me walk through. On Monday, we had licensed marriage and family counselor, Ms. Elizabeth Winkler,
who specializes in mindfulness and meditation.
We celebrated hashtag Transformation Tuesday with Derek Warburton.
You mean Derek Fabulous?
Fabulous.
Fabulous.
On Wednesday, we had the creators of Leonie Candelli.
Hot!
Hot! Thursday, we had a lot of girl talk with the creator herself.
You mean girl crush, Sarah Pendrick.
And Kara King Casey, the sisters of the Daily Soul Sessions. And on Friday, we celebrated with Michelle Miche, creator of the Soul Playground.
And psychic.
This was This Week in La La Land.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Creators of Leonie Candelli.
Hot!
Hot! Oh! How did that happen?
Fuck.
Not cute. Chin. No! Put down the paper towel. Leonie Candelli.
Making sure our bedrooms smell amazing.
Here all day, every day.
If you could get me out of bed before 10, then you're special. You don't want What?
Robert Ferguson, I bet.
And the amazing
Amy. I'm fired. I'm fired.
Good day on the LA Home Show. We speak with Billy Rose, founder of the agency.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are celebrating hashtag Transformation Tuesday in the house today. We have got a crew back there in the studio this morning helping us celebrate our day. So I would like to say good morning to you all, our lovely guests. And I really want to know, what is one do that really can transform your day? We're going to start with you, Enrico. What is one thing you do to transform your day?
Either work out or probably call my parents and just vomit it all out.
Or you peace out.
Peace out, well, yeah. That's when I'm having a bad either breakout day or imperfection day, yeah, for sure.
Al, what's one thing you do to transform your day?
You know, I'm a regular exerciser, which I feel really increases the happiness quotient, but at the end of the day, I think when you're having a rough moment or you're in ego, I think it's always good to get into gratitude. And I know that sounds cliche, but you start to get down to it, and you know what? Suddenly you're in tears because you have your arms, because there's people that don't, right? Or if you don't have your arms, maybe you have your legs. And you can keep going down, but at the end of the day, I think you got to get into gratitude. It brightens up your current, you know, broken nail scenario or whatever it is you're complaining about, right?
Love it.
For me, I'm kind of going to echo what you guys said. I also like to work out, but then another thing I like to do is just hang out with my dog. I think the greatest thing about dogs is that they teach you to be in the present and really just kind of de-stress you and just release anxiety and think about just the now.
Yeah. And same as her, I just look at my dog and she just makes me laugh, or I'll just cuddle with her. And I know it sounds really cheesy, but and then I also think gratitude is huge, and just to be grateful for like having a house even, or having a place to live, and the choice to do what we're doing. So that's huge for us.
And for me, I think plain and simple, coffee sorts me out.
Cheers!
Where you go?
Yeah, exactly. It's my third one today already. No, working out is very therapeutic for me. Obviously, you could say I've got a lot of problems with the amount of time I spend in the gym, but like that's why I go to relax. A lot of people go to get pumped up and get sweat on weights. I find it. I always feel amazing afterwards. A lot of happy endorphins are flowing. So yeah, transforms my day.
Whatever Joss is doing, I'm in. I'm in. Right?
Have you seen the transformations on his website?
I have seen the abs.
Wow.
And I've seen him, yeah, he's shredded.
You are a master, literally transforming people's bodies. I can't wait to have that conversation with him later in the show.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Transform. I always find if I'm really like having a difficult time, whatever, usually it comes down to being hangry and I need a little coffee. A little food, a little coffee. I'm usually like, oh.
Or sleep.
Wow, amazing.
Or just sleep.
I feel better.
That's true.
It's incredible,
true. Yeah.
right?
I think a nap does wonders, actually.
Yes. Just really break it down to the basics. You need to sleep, you need to eat.
Yes.
And caffeinate.
That's right.
3 things that'll keep me going.
I love that. So today's all about Transformation Tuesday. So we want to talk about transforming from the inside out. And of course, you know, we are all about consciousness and realizing that the entire thing, whether it be your health, your wealth, everything comes from within. And I think that what's so important is understanding the cell and understanding that, you know, just like we need to get rid of limiting beliefs and the negativity in that way, we need to get rid of the bad gunk in the cell. So there's a great article by collectiveevolution.com. If you have not found that website, I highly, highly recommend it. I mean, they're just one of the top ones as far as consciousness, obviously. So Collective Evolution, they talk about 6 ways of basically detoxing your cells from the inside out. So, I mean, I know that you do this through exercise, right?
Yes.
I mean,
mostly it's exercise. I just try to sweat as much as humanly possible. Right? Yes. Especially when nobody's around. But yeah, for me, it's just exercise.
How would you, Jess?
For me, it's water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I read on the website, it does say that you're supposed to have, let's see, 3 to 6 liters of pure filtered water a day. I swear by alkaline water, like 9.0 and above. I have to have that because it balances out all the coffee I'm drinking and then the wine I migrate to. So in between, I have to alkalize or whatever.
Right. I've been doing 3 big glasses of water every day with lemon, with chlorophyll, and with apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, I wonder you're glowing.
Yeah, right. So it's like you're like, woo! It's like just does it.
I love it. I did the apple cider vinegar and baking soda thing for a while, and I did feel great. You know, I know that they say it's.
So why'd you stop? Too much?
Yeah. Well, I started reading articles that were like contradicting the original articles I was reading, and so there's a lot of like snake oil out there.
Everything in moderation, including detox.
Yes, everything in moderation, including moderation.
So getting down to the 6 things, we have number 1 is drinking the 3 to 6 liters of pure filtered water. Number 2 is basically 70–80% of your diet should be raw, organic, raw. And I mean, I don't know, they say that. You know, it depends on your level of probably a lot of things, I'm sure, whether you're exercising or not exercising, whatever it is. Number 3 is drink green juices. And I think a lot of people like to juice, but they juice fruit. And I personally don't think it's good because your blood sugars get off. The fiber regulates the sugar going through your system.
That makes so much sense. Yeah, I had a juicer for a while, and I remember reading about that, like how important it is to actually get like the pulp in there and everything like that, because the fiber is what slows down your blood from getting that sugar spike.
I love to juice, but who the heck likes to clean that machine? I mean, let's be honest. It's a good thing I have a new friend at Holy Juice up in Bel Air. Shout out to Chef Warren. If you're in the area, he's got some great green juice up there.
Nice. And then number 4 is movement, which we're going to talk about in one of the segments. And then number 5 is breath work, and we always talk about that. That really cleans, because what it does is that it energizes and alkalizes every cell in the body if you do deep, deep breath work. I am a total advocate of that. And lastly is enhancing elimination processes. So that could be a lot of things.
The fiber's good for that, right? It's part of the fiber thing.
Right?
Interesting. So tell me a little bit, can you tell us a little bit more about the breath work, Erin? Because I know you're a big proponent.
So breath work, there's many different modalities of breath work. You can YouTube it, you can look up Kundalini Yoga, you can look up pranayama is what it's primarily called in the East, or you can just call it breath work, whatever you want, and you can Google it. And there's so many different ways of doing it. You can do it for 3 minutes, you can do it for 30 minutes, you can do whatever you want. And I just recommend experimenting with it. But what happens is, obviously the lungs take in the oxygen, and the oxygen gets carried through the blood to every single cell, and that is what basically helps it do its process. So,
interesting.
That's so interesting, because I recently just did some sound therapy, and he was saying the same thing. And incorporating the movements with the breath and the vibrations, it actually does reformulate the molecules, the cells in your body, so you're really actually vibing on a whole different level.
It makes so much sense. And I do know also that breathing deep from the stomach helps to induce the relaxation response, which activates the parasympathetic nervous system, so it's easier.
One of my favorite things is to do, say, even 10 minutes of breath work and then go into meditation. It's amazing the difference you'll have. So on that note, I think we should get to the back. We have so many guests, and let's hear all their stories of transforming the body, mind, and soul. So we'll be right back, you guys. Stay tuned.
Can't wait. Have some more coffee creamer, Rob.
I know, I need it.
Me too.
Creamer, vegan coffee creamer.
No.
I don't know. Cutest packaging ever.
Love it.
Guys, cute.
Encourage agents to now go be their own thing, and they're no longer sharing their resources with the rest in their group so that they can have competitive advantage. It's always a team is going to beat an individual.
We also speak with Marissa Zanuck, who started the Zanuck Group, and she discusses how it is to be an agent in the LA market today.
So many people that think that you can just make quick money in real estate, and it's really not like that. You need to put your time in. You need to do, you know, the dirty work. You need to learn all aspects of the business.
And my 3 favorite finds in the LA market today. And that's all starting now on the LA Home Show on Focus TV.
I am your host and producer, Alex Worley, filming inside Focus TV's West Hollywood studio. Welcome to Empowerista, a show dedicated to highlighting female trailblazers and empowering you to turn your barriers into breakthroughs.
Hey guys, I'm Amy Paprath.
And I'm Justin Walter.
And this is What's Good, the show that's dedicated to positive, uplifting stories from all over the globe.
Welcome to Good Morning LaLa Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jessa Moye.
And we're making history as the first live streaming daily talk show.
This is where all kinds of shit happens.
Monday through Friday, we are going to be streaming to you live, Los Angeles, at 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Alyssa Goodman Show. So Kelly, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Alyssa. This is so fun.
I know.
What's up, Rose girls? I'm Jessica Carroll. Today we're gonna have so much fun because we have fitness personality Katie Austin.
Hey,
we're
thanks
having
for having me on.
with
Cheers.
Katie Austin.
I love it. It
Cheers.
feels like a Saturday.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Millennial Life. I'm your host, Laura Odegaard, and today we are joined by the very beautiful former Miss California and now a TV host, Natasha Martinez. I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
You are tuning in to Slay with Rachel McCourt, and I have a fabulous guest. In studio with me is Liza Glukoff. She's just been named executive producer of programming at Awesomeness TV. I mean, no big deal, but huge. Hi.
Thank you. Hi.
Are we so excited right now?
We are so excited.
I mean, we have roses, we have perfect lighting, we've got some Spa Girl vodka in case we get a little crazy.
Hey, Dr. Erin here, teaching universal law and spiritual truth, having a conscious conversation in the heart of Hollywood. And I'm honored to have the guest today, who is Christina Pascucci, who is amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's an honor to be here with you. I so appreciate it.
Today on Moms Matter, we're going to talk about money, 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 something that we all struggle with and we need help with, and that's why we have the fabulous Winnie Sun, who's here with us today.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you so much. I know you've been on MSNBC and Forbes, and you are the money expert.
Hey everyone, welcome back to a new magical episode of Soul Reboot. I am your host, Allison Charles. Please welcome and meet this powerful divine queen whose name is Daphne Wayans. I am so happy to be here with you.
I'm so honored to be here.
welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We're here with two of my friends, the Left Court sisters. They are the creators of Vegan Coffee Creamer. How are you guys?
Good.
Welcome
Thanks
to the
for
show.
having us on, guys.
Well, thanks for starting off my day right. I'm so excited about this.
Speaking of which.
Yeah, but what I really want to know is what prompted this? What's your story? What was your journey to where you are now?
Yeah, so for me, it was right after college, and I went to New York, and I started working on Wall Street. It was this like glamorous job. The first couple years were amazing. I was living like an amazing lifestyle, wining and dining clients. It was that whole excitement post-college of getting this great job. And then I started, a couple years like into it, I started noticing I was having these health problems that I never had before. Like my skin was getting worse. I started gaining weight and I just wasn't healthy. And so for that reason, I was like, something has got to change health-wise. Like I've got to change something. And so I found an influencer on Instagram who was promoting this high protein diet, and she was also promoting like weightlifting. And at the time I was doing 45-minute elliptical sessions and then going out and drinking and like, why isn't anything working? Yeah.
Totally, we all did that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I was watching like The Walking Dead on my elliptical for 45 minutes. I'm like, this is a long workout. Like, why am I not? It was crazy. So I started incorporating so much more protein into my everyday routine. Cut out a little bit more carbs, cut out a little bit of fat, and then I realized this huge difference in my physique and just how I felt on a daily basis. And then after I quit Wall Street, I stopped eating meat because me and Elise are animal lovers, and we're like, we can't, you know, I can't see myself eating meat after what I know of the meatpacking industry. So I was like, how am I going to get more protein in my diet when I don't eat meat anymore, and I'm constantly on the road? So I started pouring my vegan coffee protein mix into my coffee as creamer, and it was really disgusting. I think everyone was making fun of me.
I saw her doing it at home one day, and I'm like, what is that chunky?
Yeah, it was just chunky bobs. Like I would go on a plane and pour my vegan protein shake in, and the people next to me would be like, oh, I'm just like, oh, sorry, guys. So I'm like, we have to make this a real thing because it kept me so focused throughout the day and it kept me less hungry. And we wanted to just make everyone feel this way. So that's why we started Unicreamer.
Were you lifting weights also? Because I'm curious, did you because you said you were on the elliptical for 45 minutes, were you also beginning to do
strength training was huge for me too. Yeah, like the high protein diet and strength training really, I think, transformed my life. Because before that, I think there's a stigma if like you're a girl and you start weightlifting, you're going to become buff. But for me, I actually became super lean, and I started helping other people do the same thing. So
It's so funny you say that, and I'll be interested to hear what Joss has to say about it too later in the show. Yeah. But one of the challenges for me has been talking to like my female friends or my sister about the importance of strength training and protein, because of just that concern. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm like, listen, you have no idea. I've been 10 years and I'm trying to get huge. It's so much work and effort. It's not that easy, It doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, grass is always greener. I mean, everyone would want to be this thin too. So I think you're okay.
Working on it.
I love that. What about your story?
I'm kind of, the same as her. I'm not a vegetarian, but I really wanted to cut out a lot of meat from my daily routine as well. And I also started weight training around the same time she did, and it really transformed my body and just made me feel a lot better switching over to that high protein diet. And also, I was in the corporate world, since I graduated college, and I was constantly traveling, constantly on the road, and it was really hard to maintain like a good level of health and to like find protein substitutes. So yeah, seeing Lori dump disgusting protein into her coffee, I tried it and I was like, we really do need to make this a thing.
Right. So enter Unicreamer, the cutest little package. Love the unicorn. What exactly is this?
What, the packaging or the unicorn?
No, just Unicreamer in general. I mean, we can talk about the unicorn, but I'm more curious about what I'm actually supposed to be putting in my unicorn.
Unicreamer is an on-the-go vegan coffee creamer, and it's infused with 5 grams of plant-based protein per serving and also coconut oil as well. So essentially what it is it's a 35-calorie latte that you can put in your coffee, all natural flavoring. And yeah, it gets you that extra boost of protein for the day instead of having a sugary sugary drink.
I love it. It says, meet your coffee's new BFF. Yes, sign me up. Soy-free, gluten-free, lactose-free, dairy-free. I'm joining
all the good stuff.
And chunk-free. And chunk-free.
And chunk-free. Most important thing. It's brilliant. I think it's transforming a lot of, especially women's lives. I think that we have been eating low protein for way too long, and it's time for, don't you think it's hilarious that at this time where women are rising, we also have to physically rise because we need our bodies to be stronger.
Yeah, we're bosses now, and we need to infuse ourselves with boss protein.
You've always been a boss, Lori.
What's
You've always been a boss.
Mission for Unicreamer?
Yeah, so one of the things we're really passionate about is animals, kind of like we talked about earlier. And one of our biggest whys for why we created Unicreamer is to be able to give back. We took a trip to Thailand actually a few years ago, and it was a beautiful place, but there was so many homeless dogs that were malnourished on the street, and we kind of thought to ourselves, like, this is so sad. They've never had love in their lives, and we have these dogs back home who literally have transformed our lives. So we really wanted to give a voice to the voiceless. So with some of our Unicreamer proceeds, we're actually giving back to animal charities as well.
Oh, that's great.
I love that.
Where can people find more information about Unicreamer?
So if you guys go to www.unicreamer.com and then at unicreamer.com on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
Lovely. Great work, you guys. And so needed and convenient to bring the packs. Because I have some of the proteins at home, but I don't have them in packs. So it's a brilliant idea.
Perfect for on-the-go girls. Put it in our purse. Or guys on the Vespa, whatever.
Happens to be, either way.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. Follow at unicreamer.com and stay tuned on Good Morning LaLa, and we'll be back with some more amazing guests on Transformation Tuesday.
Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We're so excited to have Joss on the show. It's all about movement, which I think is so big in today's world with all the computers, all the stuff. We're just sitting around and we're not meant to do that. I'm so excited to hear about what because this is your expertise. So tell us all about it.
So my brand is Joss Mooney Fitness, and I am a transformation coach online. So I help people to get where they want to look physically and mentally, because when you get to the way you want to look, it gives you such self-esteem and it boosts your whole lifestyle, I find. I've been out of shape in my life, and I found when I got to a certain area where I'm happy to look at myself in the mirror, and it helps going into work, and you can speak to the girl you want to speak to, or get that promotion and stuff. So I think movement is so important, especially as you say, because so many people are just sat at desks all day.
Wait, so you mean you didn't just wake up one day like this? Or just trip one day and you were just shredded?
I was tiny
Good looking
at school. I was really small at school. I always wanted to be one of the bigger kids, and I started going to the gym. Originally it started with rugby. We played rugby in England. And then I fell in love with the aesthetic side of it. And then I think it's very important in its vein, but I think people need to fall in love with themselves. If no one else can love you unless you can't love yourself. I think that's very true.
So what was that crossroads for you when you decided, you know what, I'm going to fall in love with myself?
I'm going all in here.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
Here, I promise.
I know.
Yeah.
And I don't say that sarcastically because it's a beautiful thing.
I think it's important.
Absolutely.
But it does sound so LaLa.
No, so vain.
No, I mean it in the most beautiful and respectful way, because I think for some people they're afraid of that. They hesitate with that, and you know, there must have been a moment where you thought, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna dedicate myself to fitness. I'm gonna dedicate myself to transforming my mind and really loving on myself.
I was around 19 when I started training properly, and then I got my qualifications. Then once I started training people and seeing other people change, I remember one Pacific woman. She was training for a wedding, and she dropped like 3-4 dress sizes to get into this wedding dress. And for me to see her walk it back into the gym, and she was glowing. Do you know what I mean? It's such a good feeling. And so now I do that online to like thousands of clients now. So
wow.
Yeah.
So the movement, what's different about you versus another trainer? Is there something specific that you focus on?
Not really. I focus on the aesthetic side of training. I believe in the way, like I said earlier, if you want to look a certain way, it makes you feel a lot better as a person. Yeah. So I focus on basically, I'll build your diet down to your diet specifications, and then whatever your goal is physically, if you want to get bigger, you're going to have to be lifting bigger weights, or if you want to cut down, you have to focus on your cardio. But everyone's different. Mm-hmm. But I focus.
So I pop up notice that your ring. Tell us a little bit about that. I thought it was a Mayan.
That's just,
but it's not.
It's just Armani ring.
It's just cool. There's
nothing special about it.
Okay, never mind. That's like spiritual meaning.
Sorry, it's a bursty bubble.
I love that. That's so great.
So before you were doing this, tell us a little bit about your journey there, because I know part of it was challenging for you because you said you weren't always in such great shape. And so you found your sort of path there. But did you know that you wanted to go into this space and the fitness and stuff like that? Because I know you obviously people might recognize him from TV. So
yeah, well, I've played sports all my life. I've always been a very sporty person, but I was very little at school. And obviously, like I said, I wanted to be bigger. I wanted to be one of the bigger guys. I had a picture. I don't know if you know who Johnny Wilkinson is. Yeah, English rugby player. I had a picture of him on my wall. I always used to want his body. As I got older, like I started seeing videos of Greg Plitt, and then I fell in love with like the whole gym of things. But training side, like I got my qualifications when I was young, and I started off in personal training in the gym, one-to-one. But as I went on to TV, I got this social platform, which was hard to balance because reality TV is a lot of partying and going out. But I'm trying to still hold this fitness brand, which is very important to me. So that grew my social following up, and then now I can like train people online via my plans. Mm-hmm.
How do you recommend people maintain that balance? Because you imagine you go out, you party, you're this reality star, but you also have this fitness brand. I mean, how do people balance that in their own lives?
I think a lot of people, or people on the other shows, because I think
no, just in general. I mean, balance is hard.
Balance is hard, but I always say to my clients that if you're training, you put like, if you do a hard week work, like you deserve to go for a meal, go for a night out, because dieting can be so antisocial. And when you're cutting drink out, and if you're going for drinks with your friends, you're having orange juice or water, and they're all having drinks and stuff, like they're secretly judging you. Like,
I don't want to be that girl.
My friends are like, they're looking at me like, yeah,
you doing?
Yeah.
Right? No fun whatsoever.
But I think it's important.
I do think that getting a trainer, whether it be physical or whether it be having a leader that you want to, aspire to be financially or whatever it may be, people, I think they should find somebody that they want to, that inspires them when they look at them. And I think that you have this great look. I'm sure there's people that are like, I want what he has. Like, sign me up, right? I'm sure it helps a lot.
That's so refreshing to hear, because I used to be that little kid. I used to look at like watch Greg Plitt videos and stuff like that. I think if the time you put in, like that quote, make your rivals become your idols. No, your idols become your rivals, sorry. I think it's very important if you just keep training, because at the start of a journey, a fitness journey, people just look at themselves in the mirror and they're not happy with themselves, but a year later you'll be laughing at what you've achieved if you just keep consistency.
I love that. I know that you've got a new book out, ebook.
Yeah.
Can we find a lot of these tips in the book?
Yeah, so I've got 3 main books. The personalised plans, which are totally specific and built down to you, your macronutrients, your training specifications. And then I've got 2 ebooks that are out. So one's called My Body Project, because a lot of people ask me like what I do day in, day out. So that's just literally my guide to being me. So it's like what I do, what I eat, how I train, what times I train, how much I eat, everything down to the tea really. And then there's another a book called Just Move. So a lot of my clients, they're like, I'm working so much and I can't get out of the office. So I've created a book where you can do a 15 to 30 minute workout. It's intense. It's built to fit stripped fat, and you'll be burning calories for the next 8 hours throughout the day. So it's really effective, but it's a short workout you do in the morning. Like I do it in the morning because I do fasted cardio. I think it's very key to using fat.
I love that.
Any tips in there about how I can get that accent? Because I think that would be very helpful in my life.
I don't think you want it here. I was trying to order a coffee earlier. No one could understand me.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, no, it's great. We love it.
So good.
It's charming.
Well, thank you so much for everything, and I'm inspired. I know that when I get just a little bit off, it affects my whole life. There's just no question about it. So excited to follow up on all your work and watch your endeavors. So we're going to be right back, you guys. Stay tuned.
So appreciate it, brother. Cheers, bro. Thanks, man.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. It is an incredible Transformation Tuesday, and we have the amazing host, author, podcast host, Al Russ with us today. Good morning.
Hi, so glad to be here.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, first of all, for all these amazing products. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing with Primal Kitchen.
Well, my publisher, which is Primal Blueprint, created a brand called Primal Kitchen, which is all healthy, paleo, primal, ancestral-based dressings and mayos and bars. The collagen bars are great for skin, hair, and nails, and also good protein. But all of our dressings and all of the mayo, which is the #1 selling mayo on Amazon, is all made from avocado oil versus soy or canola or any of these other inflammatory oils out there. Yeah, that's a big seller. You can make so many great aiolis, butter sauce, you know, everything you used to love about mayo. When you go primal and paleo and you start to ditch these crappy oils, it's really hard to find products out there that like condiments and things like that. So this is just a huge brand. It's exploding, and yeah, so glad to be associated with it. And the podcast I host is associated with the company. So yeah.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Could you describe for me and people like me what primal means?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of people really confuse primal, paleo, ancestral, evolutionary. They are really all the same term. And what does it mean? It really means we as human beings all have a DNA genetic blueprint we were all born with. That makes us different than a horse or a cow. No one's ever cooked up a ribeye and fed it to a horse. You wouldn't do that because a horse has its own set of DNA and its expectations on how it's supposed to be fueled. Same for a cow.
Hence dead cow disease.
Right, same for a cow with 4 stomachs. They're meant to be pastured and graze on grass, and they have 4 stomachs to be able to do that. We as human beings can't process cellulose like that. So what it is it's really aligning ourselves with the DNA and what's expected of us, and for the most part it's being fueled primarily on fat and not on glucose like most of our country, and that's why you see every commercial on television being for blood glucose monitoring medications or type 2 diabetes. And so type 2 diabetes, which is an epidemic in our country, is whether you know it or not, given to yourself, you know, whether you're aware of it. So the only really way to get out of that is to use a high-fat, moderate protein, low-carb paradigm, and that's what Paleo Primal is.
So I have a question for you, because I'm a doctor of divinity, not a traditional doctor, and my father's actually a homeopathic doctor, very similar. He's a believer exactly in what you're saying. But I'm somebody who was one of those girls who ate low-fat, you know, lots of carbs and low-fat. It really messed up some of my body. I've been dealing with the
Gave me hypothyroidism.
Right, yeah, or it gave me also hypoglycemia issues.
Yes, yes.
So how would you suggest somebody like me going from to, because you can burn two types of systems, right, in your body, right?
Glucose or fat.
Yeah, you can burn sugars and live kind of off sugars, or burn the fat system. I've never been able to fully transition to a fat system. What would you recommend?
It takes about 21 days. We've got a book with the company called the 21-Day Primal Transformation, and it really takes about 21 days to get your mind and brain unaddicted to the glucose it expects. This is hypoglycemia is every 2, 3, 4 hours, you're having a hangry meltdown, and the only way to solve it is to get fat adapted. Let's talk about fat for a second. That whole low fat in the 80s situation ruined all of us. Just to see how fat is important to our lives. I mean, breast milk is 50% fat, saturated fat, okay? So, you know, all of the old paradigms of fat makes you fat, or, you know, don't eat the fat off a steak, it's gonna cause heart disease. Those are all based on really false paradigms and studies that have been debunked 40 plus years ago. The truth is that we need fat for the cells of our body and to be satiated in our brain. So if you're running on glucose, you're always going to be on that treadmill. And also, what a terrible curse to have to go find food every 2, 3 hours. When I was hypoglycemic, I would be driving from Hollywood to Malibu. I'd have to pull over to a grocery store, have a total hangry meltdown, my brain hurt, I'm cranky, I'd have to run into the store and get food. So let's look at just beings. So we are the only living beings that have food addictions. Do you know any other living thing out there that is freaking out? And I used to be a food addict. And one of the things that, yes, people going paleo primal can get rid of weight or skin diseases or big diseases. But the biggest thoroughfare success story we have is that I'm no longer addicted to food. I was a total sugar addict. I was running every 2, 4 hours, just needed to eat, and you know, it's a really stressful, non-free place to be. And when you can go 8, 24 hours without, for example, this morning I had coffee and a spoonful of coconut butter. That's it. I've been up now for what, 5 hours? And I could probably go another 6, 8, and I will not have a mental breakdown, an emotional issue at all, because I'm fat adapted.
That's so freeing.
It is, because when I run out of glucose, or when I run out of fuel at that point, my body doesn't start to take it from the fat in my body. When you have not built the metabolic machinery yet, as a hypoglycemic, and it takes a little bit of a transformation. It could take 2 weeks, and it's not fun necessarily, because the body is going, give me the crack that is sugar. And that comes in the form of breads, mangoes. It doesn't matter. People don't realize that one Coca-Cola, the amount of sugar in there is the same as 3 pieces of dried, you know, sugared mango. And so they think the mango's healthy, but it really is all about carbohydrate dependency and consumption, and you want to get away with it from it, because you won't get away with it.
Well, and I'm sure you talk more about that in your book, The Paleo Thyroid Solution. Where can people find more information about this book, about your podcast?
The Primal Blueprint podcast is all about this way of living, and we interview everyone from celebrities like the surfer Bethany Hamilton and Gabrielle Reese to people who are talking about Alzheimer's and serious health conditions. And it's a top 20 podcast. You can find it on iTunes. My book you can find on Amazon or in any Barnes & Nobles. And also, I'm all about giving free information. I suffered for 2 years undiagnosed. This hypothyroidism is an epidemic. 200 million people worldwide. We're talking the #1 prescription in America is thyroid hormone, and there are still people on thyroid hormones that are not doing well. And it's either the thyroid hormones not being metabolized right, or they are being treated by an uninformed doctor who's steeped in 40-year-old outdated protocols, just like hey, fat's bad for you. And so now we need to come around with this disease because it's completely fixable, and I want people to know that. Anyone from my website, lruss.com, just contact me and say, free thyroid help, please. And I send everybody a huge form, where to find a doctor, in the US or outside. What do you ask the doctor? What blood tests to get? Because I spent $15,000 of my own money in LA with all of the famous celebrity doctors, and no one diagnosed me correctly. No one knew what to do.
I'd love to introduce you to my father. He's written books on Hashimoto, which is thyroid. My sister just went through thyroid surgery. It's like, I mean, luckily I don't have that, but I think we don't realize it's one of the #1 thing for energy for especially women. Again, I don't know what women are doing, but we have got to figure this out for sure.
And the thyroid gland is the only gland that dispenses actually a fat-burning hormone. So you have other systems in the body that contribute to that, but if you care about weight, if you care about health, and protein sparing, meaning not catabolizing and losing your muscles, which is what happens when you're a sugar burner, hypoglycemia, and you've gone 8 hours without food, that workout you just did in the gym kind of going to waste because now your muscles are breaking down. But if you're fat adapted, which is what we call this in paleo primal, and I just wish people would look into it more, because you can look at a paleo food list and still not get fat adapted because you might overeat fruit or the other, you know, healthy carbohydrates on there. But at the end of the day, you really want to edge toward getting fat adapted for the brain, the body, anti-aging, anti-inflammatory benefits.
So fascinating.
Thank you so much for being here, for offering the free solutions. For more, visit lruss.com and stay tuned to Good Morning Land for Peace Out. We'll be right back.
Avocado oil, mayo. So excited about that.
Love mayo.
We'll be right back, you guys.
The next generation of beauty is in the house. We have Enrico, the creator of Peace Out, the acne solution, the pore solution. I mean, you are selling out at Sephora. People are freaking out over this. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for changing my skin. So tell us a little bit about your personal journey. Why Peace Out?
So Peace Out started based on my own personal struggles. So I always had acne as a teenager, and you know, I went through like taking Accutane and tried a single medication out there, but I still got those occasional breakouts. And every time I did, I felt back, oh God, I'm like 14 with pizza face, full of pimples, and it's like, made me feel insecure. And I was like, there has to be something better, because most acne products out there, they just either overdry the skin, or they don't really work as fast as I wanted them to be. And that's how, you know, after 2 years in personal research and development and tests and trials, burning skin off, Peace Out Acne came to be, which are hydrocolored dots, acne dots. So you just stick it on a pimple and you go to sleep, and in 6 hours it basically sucks out the pimple and reduce the redness and inflammation.
6 hours.
Wow.
6 hours.
So let's see what
It's incredible. Really, the way your skin looks can really affect the way you feel about yourself.
Yeah, it does. And you know, it does. That was one of the main reasons that after I saw that it worked on me, I was like, I struggle with this my whole life, and I'm not the only one that feels insecure. And I mean, literally, I get a pimple, and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to go out. Or I'll put a hat on because most times I broke out in my forehead.
Yeah, there's been days where I thought, I'm not confident in my skin. I'm not going to go to this coffee date, or I'm not going to go to this place because I don't like the way I feel about the way I look. And what I really love about Peace Out too is that you're really encouraging community, empowerment, engagement, and education about your skincare. This is innovative.
It is, and that was one of the main purpose of the brand, was to be fun, because we don't want skincare to be scary. It shouldn't be clinical. It shouldn't be, you know, doctor this, doctor that. We felt our own brand, we can bring product that works, but at the same time making it fun and make it empowering for women to feel good about with their own skin, and you know, like pick it, don't stick it, or stick a doll, heal a spa.
So they're little dots. I don't know if you guys can see them, but they're little things, and so you take them off the little backing, and then you just put it on say you had a pimple right here or whatever, you just put it there and leave it on. That's so cool. It's very, very brilliant. So brilliant.
In 6 hours is incredible, because I went through the same process as you. I took everything and then eventually I got put on Accutane, and even that wasn't helping. So if I would have had this,
I mean, it definitely, for acne, it depends on the level of acne. So if you have like major acne, Accutane did help me to like clear me out mostly, but then still living in Miami, which you did too, the humidity, for example, when I like start breaking out, and even if it was 1 or 2 pimples, I felt like back when I was full of pimples. It doesn't really matter if it's 1 or 2 or 25, it's still 1 or 2 and it's like big in the forehead. And you know, that's what really helps, is like the quick fix overnight.
And you've got a new product that you just launched this year, Pores. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, so we launched a month ago today, again with Sephora. I guess I skipped that part. So we launched in July Peace of Acne with Sephora exclusively on Sephora.com and stores. And we just launched Pores in February 26th. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
and I mean, selling out Sephora's, how do you feel about this?
It's awesome. I mean, you know, Sephora's been a great partner, and people have been extremely supportive on us, and it's been really great, and we're like keep trying to work as hard as we can to bring new products that actually work and are innovative. So we're looking into all different type of industries to combine like we did. So normally those materials are used for wound care and medical, and by mixing with that, like active ingredients and acne ingredients, we're able to use it for skincare.
I love that. So where can they find it? Sephora?
Sephora,
okay.
yeah, online and in stores.
Okay, wonderful. Well, looking forward to it. My son dealt with a lot of acne when he was in high school as well, and we went through some of those products, and they didn't really do much, you know, just was part of that age and whatever. And so thank you so much for all of your work.
Thank you.
Really important. Thank you.
Yep.
So we're going to bring everyone back. Stay tuned for Transformation. Thanks. Back live from Los Angeles with all these gorgeous transformational gurus in the house.
So true.
Right? So what are you guys up to? It's Tuesday, transformation. It's a little gloomy in LA. What are you guys going to do the rest of the day?
I'm going to go swimming right after this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, literally. I'm going to jump into a pool and just do it.
Nice.
What does the water do for you? It's interesting because on your website, you're like in the water, you're in the beach, so angelic. Water must speak to your soul.
It's so meditative, and also as far as workouts go, and maybe you'll understand me on this one, it seems weird to say that swimming is lazy, but has anyone ever been snorkeling? It's really fun. So I use a snorkel and a mask. Your face is down, you're thinking, you're breathing whenever you want, and it's a nice full body workout you can knock out in 5 minutes and, you know, feel great about it, and meditative. So something about moving through water, it's like dancing almost. So
I think it's the fact you're not sweating, people don't count it as like actual exercise. You go for a good swim and you're tired, but you're like I'm cool and I'm just like relaxed.
It brings up a really interesting point, because you guys are all entrepreneurs, and you know, one of my favorite spiritual gurus is Osho, and he would always say, don't fight, float. You know, it's effortless success. There's an opportunity to experience this effortless success. So I was wondering, you know, in this process of building these incredible businesses, you know, what would you recommend to people in order to keep that balance so that they're finding success, but they're also happy and they're still relaxed and not stressed out and freaking out the whole time. Anything you've discovered?
Is that possible?
Not possible.
We all want to know.
I want to know. Yeah. I wonder.
You have to really commit to the hustle, because once you commit, there's no going back from there. But you also I do recommend giving yourself a day off. But you really do have to know that the first months and the first year or two is going to be straight hustle. So once you know that, then you can keep going.
Expectation management.
Expectation management.
I love that.
Yeah. What about you, Joss?
I think it's key to just remind yourselves that you do actually need a break sometimes, because when you are hustling, you get addicted to it. And like, once you start to see the gains and the rewards and stuff, you get so focused and caught up in it. But it's so important to just go, listen, I step back, some family time, or spend time with your dogs and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just being conscious of everything your body does need, and you do need yourself, rather than just pushing yourself, because you will like just collapse on the sofa one day. And just
Well, now I can sleep with purpose, and I can peace out my face while I sleep. Thank you, Enrico.
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
No.
I wanted to jump on that because I was like, launching a business is definitely, but I think it all falls down to passion. So if you're truly passionate about what you're doing, it will make you go through the impossible. So don't try to launch something that you're not passionate about. It's not going to work out. Launch something that you're passionate about. You wake up every morning knowing that you're helping other people, or that's what you're doing for yourself.
So true.
I
Great
love it.
advice.
Love what you do. Love who you are. I love it.
Happy Transformation Tuesday! We're Good Morning LaLa and streaming to you live Monday through Friday on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. It's going to be a Good Morning LaLa Land.
Good morning, LaLa. Have a great day, you guys. Thanks so much for
Peace out!
She's in the window again. We have no idea. Please come in. Here's the rock. Here's the rock. It's so interesting because, like, I had some of your friends that are starting businesses, they're health and wellness businesses, and they're trying to encourage people to be healthy and wealthy in all ways, but they're so stressed out. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. They're like, find that balance, man.
That's why it's good to have a day off. Sunday, go do something that you're so relevant to your work, and you come back on it, it's very good.